Before Symmetry, I was stocking boxes in the warehouse for 12 bucks an hour.
Before Symmetry, I was a depressed mess and unemployed.
I was a pre-med student.
I was killing myself working about 80 hours a week as a superintendent, raising everybody else's kids but my own.
I was a psychologist for the state of Texas.
5 years ago, I moved from Spain here to America. Didn't speak English, learned the whole new language.
I came from a pretty successful career, but I got beat up when the collapse of the secondary money market happened. I had to start from nothing at 50 years old, and that's pretty hard to do.
I came into Symmetry not knowing anything about sales, insurance.
It scared the daylights out of me, to be honest, and especially going into it being a single parent, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What happens if I have a bad month? You know, what happens if this doesn't work out?
It was about 6 weeks of me just making a mess. But I also knew that I was in the right place. And I knew that if I just kept at it, it was gonna be a great fit.
The income is astounding.
My first week in the field, I went out and wrote a couple of applications, wrote 2 apps, and I was able to make $1,000 in about a week and a half.
I made $3,100 in one night. At the time, that's how much I was making a month.
I sold 6 policies and they all got approved, they all got issued. I got, paid around $4,000. And I remember calling you and being like, so now what? What's the catch?
It was probably 3 or 4 months before I was back to making the level of income that I was used to in the car business, but I knew it was coming. And I knew that once it came, it was going to go way further.
In my first year in the field, I worked 2 days a week approximately. The rest of the time I was able to work from home, spend time with my kids, and I was still able to net $119,000.
In our first year, we were able to replace our income of 6 figures and work about half the time that it took us to work in our previous career.
I made 15 grand my first full month here, and then I think it went up to almost $20,000 after that. And by the 4th, 5th month, I was making $30,000 to $35,000 a month very consistently.
I went from making $1,500 a month as a stocking boxes to over $25,000 a month.
By the time my first year was up, I had made over $250,000. That to me just blew my mind, and I was like, no, I had to go back and recount. I was like, are you serious? I've never ever been in a profession where the money has continuously flowed in like how it has since I've been with Symmetry.
The mass that I made before Symmetry, it was probably like $20,000 a year. So going from $20,000 to almost $200,000, we get spoiled here, right?
Last month, I had 88 deposits into my bank account. More money in a month than most people make in a year. It's not that I'm so great, it's that the Symmetry system is great.
All we have to do is control our own activity and the money will follow.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
No agent's success, earnings, or production results should be viewed as typical, average, or expected. Not all agents achieve the same or similar results, and no particular results are guaranteed. Your level of success will be determined by several factors, including the amount of work you put in, your ability to successfully follow and implement our training and sales system, and engage with our lead system, and the insurance needs of the customers in the geographic areas in which you choose to work.